Welcome back to the Elias Macmo Show. Now, Quebec is the only province where restaurants can't charge their customers for not showing up for their reservations. Now, restaurants want that to change. Yearly, restaurants lose an average of $50,000 because of no-shows. With rising food costs, staffing shortages, and many more challenges that Montreal restaurants face, they want protection from those who cancel last minute or don't even cancel at all and just don't show up. Because when this happens, food goes to waste, shifts are cut short, and valuable time is lost. Let's go now to Jules Dubé, General Manager of Provision in Outremont. Hi, Jules. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So, listen, just how bad is the problem?
I mean, to be honest, it's been a pretty big problem for the past years in Montreal. I mean, I've been doing this for 10 years, and ever since, it's been an issue. It's really something that affects us all daily. And at the end of the year, we need to adapt our business to really try to find a way, but it's ongoing.
I know when I try to book a restaurant, and by the way, it's funny because so often, especially last minute, if I try and book a restaurant, everything's taken. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking for a place at a restaurant, no seats available, right? So you go to your second choice, your third choice, your fourth choice in order to find a table. But it's also never been easier to book a restaurant because I take out my phone and, I'm on my map software, and the map software has a direct link in order to book a table. It seems like it's the best of times, it's the worst of times when it comes to booking a table at a restaurant. How would you describe it?
Yeah, I mean, we're very lucky to have all these great softwares out there that help us find these restaurants, maybe these smaller marketplaces, hidden gems in the wall. A lot of advertising as well via Instagram, Facebook, all these things out there that really put us on the map. But like you said, it's a double-edged sword, right? Having so much accessibility as well sometimes means that too much of a good thing is also like having not enough.
And have you looked at ways of using technology to solve your problem? Like, it's easy to book. Aren't there some mechanisms that you could use in order to confirm that a reservation's a real reservation?
Yeah, I mean, for real reservations, I mean, it's hard to say, what a real reservation is. And what we've been doing here is just trying to bring back the human contact of it all. I find the best way, more often than less, is just to call back the people day of, and then just have that conversation. And you'd be surprised. Some people get kind of frustrated that we're calling them back, even though they already confirmed via messages. Whereas for me, it's just more so to make sure and to double check. And, accidents happen. And a lot of people as well say, oh, yeah, I forgot that was today. You know what? Maybe some other time.
And let me ask you this, Jules. When that happens, okay, what time would you make that call the day of? What time would you call, or would you call someone?
Well, we tend to call before service, so anywhere starting at 3 p.m. First person comes into the restaurant for the evening service, and then they start taking the messages, making the phone calls, looking at the reservation book to see how we're going to seat our dining room. Provision is a very small restaurant. I got 25 seats plus 5 at the bar. So it's super, super tight. It's a game of inches the way we're trying to adjust it.
So when at 2:00 you call someone and they have that, it's kind of probably an excuse. Oh, I forgot, right? So now you've taken that reservation away. Those seats are now available. Does that solve the problem for you? Like, generally speaking, as long as at 2 p.m., does it help you out for 8 p.m.?
I mean, yeah, of course, anything helps, right? The truth is that on maybe a Friday, Saturday, no matter the heads up, it's more than nothing. But on other nights where people are trying to book in advance because, they may be celebrating something, well, then I've already turned down guests for that seat, right?
Yeah.
So once again, it's like, for me to call is out of respect and making sure, because I do understand that things can go unexpected and didn't go according to the plan. And yeah, I understand sometimes you need to cancel last minute. That's okay. That's what's important here. It's okay to cancel. Because, life happens, but it's also that I think people don't take their engagements seriously.
We are with Jules Dubé, General Manager of Provision Outremont. So, Jules, what do you think is the right balance between protecting your restaurant and also the fact that a kid can get sick at 5 o'clock in the afternoon and there's no babysitter available and that stuff happens? What's the right balance that you think should be implemented so that everyone can be as happy as possible here?
At the end of the day, we're a neighborhood restaurant, and pretty much every customer who walks in here, they're second comers and third comers, and it's very, we're here for the people in the neighborhood as well, and as well as anybody who just comes to eat here for a good time. And the balance at the end of the day is that for these people who do have actual, things that come up and whatnot, look, I get it, like when we implemented this thing, we never actually charged people for their no-shows because they actually did take the time to call us. But it's also just a question of that, right? It's just a question of also understanding that everything else that runs around it, we are expecting these reservations and these people to come, and we're all about helping the other side as well. Like it's the balance is more so on the communication level, if you ask me.
And can you put a dollar value here? Like what? So let's say restaurants can charge if you don't show up. Let's say that change is made, as many are asking. For your restaurant with 25 seats, like what would be the reasonable charge for a table of 4 that doesn't show up at 8:00?
For us, we estimated that charge at $25 per person.
$25, and if you were to implement that, it would help you out and sort of save your night's business.
No, the idea is not. It's not about the money. It's not about the charge itself. What did happen when we started taking credit card numbers was that the cancellations dropped drastically because people would take their engagement more seriously.
Uh-huh.
So you're kind of weeding out the people who are just maybe reserving because maybe they want to go on Friday towards the people who, I'm willing to go. I'm willing to put money down. Kind of like when you book a hotel or when you go, to your barber shop or whatnot. It's just a commitment that kind of makes it, I want to go that day regardless what happens. And it kind of just streamlines everything for us,
So you were taking credit card numbers, but you were not allowed to. The law says you can't charge, right? So
exactly.
It was an empty threat, but it worked.
It wasn't as much the empty threat as just I guess so. I guess you put it that way. Yeah, is that people they see the commitment and they agree. A lot of people also they don't want to, and that's fine. That's the beauty of having a free business like this is that everybody should be allowed to run their business as they see fit. And some restaurants don't want to take credit card numbers and charge for no shows. I'm all for that as well. But I think at the end of the day, everybody is allowed to run their business as they see fit. And for us, that was the way that we saw that would make the most sense.
Jules, keep fighting the good fight, and thanks for taking the time for us this morning.
Well, thank you very much. It's very appreciated.
That is Jules Dubé, General Manager of Provision in Outremont.